So PCR technology is the technology that they use to reassemble the radio frequency into a genome. So we're actually talking about transmission of disease through radio frequency, Adam. We're not talking about we're talking about a sound that is being transmitted that becomes a physical. Just like light degrades into mass, like in Genesis, let there be light, and light happened, and then the degradation of light is what mass is, that decays at a particular rate. And so we can change frequencies from light into mass. And this doctor that's on this film, the YouTube film, and I ask everyone to get a hold of this and send a copy, a link to everyone they know to try to comprehend this technology, because it's not about sending a physical mass particle such as a virus in physical form in a petri dish somewhere. They can actually email you HIV over your phone. You comprehend that? No, I can't. And this technology is 10 years old, Adam. So it's Star Trek technology where they've got the quarters that they pass over you. And so what is doing now is testing people's septic systems or sewer systems in the streets, and they're reading the radio frequency on the wastewater to find out who has in that neighborhood. So they don't even have to take a sample. It's a highly diluted sample. So they take one, drop it into water, vibrates at a radio frequency. The water, and I'm going to get a little technical, the water, which is the hydrogen bond, H2O, which is between 104 and 114.3 degree bond separation between the hydrogen and the oxygen, it's like a radio antenna, and they vibrate. So they dilute the sample to where there is no substrate or no disease marker in the water anymore. They take the water in a test tube, they place it on a microphone, they record the harmonic frequency of the disease that is vibrating the water. They transmit that over power lines or through the air through cellular towers. They receive the data. They use PCR technology to assemble a live from a radio frequency.
Okay, so, and I not only do I believe you, I've heard of the Luc Montagnier, and he's good for the work that's being done by this. Obviously, it looks like he's got the Nobel Prize. Think about why Russia would...
Yes.
Think about
he
what...
was the one that discovered HIV. Talking about wave propagation that actually aims the wave frequency in a narrow bandwidth to you, so you can actually specify who and where the locations are going to possibly have the potential to create out of a radio frequency.
You know what? I'm definitely going to be going down that rabbit hole now. If you guys don't understand what he's saying,
it's so important.
It literally is.
It's one of the most important things you've ever talked about and ever been exposed to. I'm a first-time caller, Marf, and I've been around from the old school days, and I am so compelled to call you tonight because the paradigm needs to shift. People do not comprehend this is a radio frequency transmission of. This is not a bio-to-bio transfer. This is a radio-to-bio transfer.
Well, obviously, I like when people say it's their theory, and you know what I mean, because...
Well, this is not a theory. This all can be looked up. It's 10 years old. It's all the patents are there. Look up PCR technology.
No. I believe that. Video, and you're saying, but you should say this could be, because there's no 100% proof. If there was, we would be in the top. It can be done that way.
There is, because this video, the winner of the Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, who discovered HIV, he transmitted HIV over radio frequency, and they reassembled it in another lab. So he's already done it. That was 10 years ago. He already proved it. Okay, let me go about this another way. So when people have cancer and they're getting treated with radioisotopes, they urinate. Now that urine goes into the system, the wastewater system. Now you can test for that radio frequency on that diluted water.
I know, but we're saying the same thing. But you're saying it's possible. Yes, it's possible. But saying it's possible and this is exactly what's happening, that's not something I can really register, because that's one thing I don't like on my show is when you say this is what is going on, instead of saying my theory is that this is what is going on.
So okay, let's just use some deductive reasoning. Do you believe that someone has C19?
Well, I mean...
Do you really believe it?
I don't know what to believe, but I'm not
because I do. Well, I believe that there is a virus out there.
Oh, I do too.
And if these people urinated, the virus is in the water vector. Now, the water vector is also a radio vector because it's an antenna. Water is an antenna. So it is spreading through the antenna of water through the harmonic frequency of the hydrogen bond. So water has all memory of past life and exposure without biomarker agents in the water. And this is the most important thing to understand, is water without any bioagent or disease marker has a radio frequency of everything it's been exposed to. And you can reassemble anything bioagent-wise from the harmonic frequency that it's been exposed to. So I'm just letting you know, if this does exist, it is passing through the water, and the water has a harmonic frequency.
So would it be
and
sink
it is
water?
resonating.
So would it be sink water, or could it be anything?
Well, usually the transmission is through wastewater, because that's where you get the feedback loop from a person actually having something and either sweating or urinating into a water system, and then that water system has the harmonic value of whatever it was exposed to.
This is
and
such
then
a
that
trip.
Water, what happens with water is light hits the water, and light transfers the harmonic resonant frequency of the water and all the information the water has onto the light particle. And so light and water hold knowledge at radio frequency intervals.
So what he's saying, so talking earlier about UFOs, the unknown, and what he's talking about now, is what he's talking about right now really does exist, and you can go and actually look at the documents.
Absolutely.
I like that what you're saying, but yeah, and so this very well could be through the tap water. Then when you drink that tap water, they could reactivate.
Yes.
Water has memory, and that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of.
Yes.
That is
and
so
light has a
trippy.
memory too. And I didn't send you information on the light having memory, but when I was in college in the 80s, I created a laser listener, so I could point a laser device at your house and listen to your conversations from the vibrations of light coming out of your house.
Jeez, so you are very smart. Okay, so what about Li-Fi? Is that why they're using Li-Fi, or is that why they're going to kick in Li-Fi? Li-Fi is Wi-Fi, but only from light photons.
Yeah. Well, so this technology is from the 80s, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, is the light technology. And LiDAR and Li-Fi is using the photons, not water, but using the photons as the memory displacement media. So you can either use water or you can use photons, light, and you can read its harmonic vibrations, and using a potentiometer and a couple capacitors and a 3-chip circuit, you can cancel out the light. And what you have once you cancel out the light source is you have the conversations on the harmonic light particle. Because light flashes from particle to pure energy to particle to pure energy in its phase. from top dead center to bottom dead center of the wave function.
Would you like to say one more thing before you go?
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to shout out to the Foogle fam in Colorado and say listen to this and listen to it throughout the world. I think Dex set you guys up with a link. Look up PCR technology and look up on YouTube water memory. And please just watch it, because it is above a lot of people's heads, but it will bleed into you. If the Holy Spirit has its way, which I believe in God, do I ever, I know people will change a paradigm. And this is the real deal, Marf. I mean, I've heard you talk about 1,000, 10,000 things. This is the most important. Radio frequency transmission of all data.
That is so crazy.
This is it.
Well, thank you, Eric.
This is the capstone. This is it.
Me and Dex put up a poll. I don't even know what it's at now, but it was at over 1,000 people out of 1,200. At the time, it was 1,000 out of 1,200 had ringing in their ears. Only 12% out of 1,250 votes, 12% said no ringing in their ears. 88% of all of the people that did that survey said that they have ringing in their ears at least sometimes. 44% all the time.
And Adam, I think that phenomenon is actually happening now. Like, it's something that's been happening in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It's gotten bigger.
Yes, and I'd like to address that if you give me a second, Adam.
Go ahead. Love to hear it.
Okay, so I believe, and this might be a stretch for some people, but the math is out there, the science is out there. I believe that this is a dimethyltryptamine phenomena. And I believe that they're using radio frequencies to enhance dimethyltryptamine reactions in people. And one of the first things that people notice is the ringing in their ear. And so dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, or 5-MeO-DMT, or 4-MeO-DMT.
Okay, keep going. No, I thought that's what you meant. DMT is something that literally people can see God on. It's
yes. It's considered the spirit molecule because DMT, I believe, is the crux of reality. And there are MEOI, which is MEO inhibitors, which are two enzymes in the liver that destroy DMT so that you don't over hallucinate life and go crazy. So DMT is constantly present. And so God is balanced this DMT production and its inhibitor, the enzymes, so that we are having an experience. Some people want to call it psychedelic experience. So life is a chemical psychedelic experience. And when you take MEO inhibitors, such as, certain drugs for brain function issues like depression, are MEO inhibitors. Therefore, they inhibit the breakdown of dimethyltryptamine, which allows people to absorb reality or experience the reality of the degradation of dimethyltryptamine. And so what I'm trying to tell you is life is a trip. And dimethyltryptamine...
Life is a trip.
And dimethyltryptamine is the main function of reality.
That's such a... If you guys know what DMT is, it's created when you're born, when you die, but it's also... according to you, it's always in you. And that's really funny.
Yes, and it's in grass. It's everywhere. It's in trees. It's in grass. It's in your lettuce. And if you take an MOEI, an inhibitor, then your body, if you take the inhibitor, then you could take DMT orally and it will affect you. If you take it orally without the inhibitor, the two enzymes in your liver break it down so that you don't have a mass panic attack of a hallucination. It actually holds your hallucination at a state that won't make you insane. But you're literally always having a hallucination. Always.